world's coastal cities are facing an imminent threat as sea levels continue to rise, and the phenomenon of land subsidence exacerbates the problem. Approximately 37% of the global population resides in coastal communities, making these regions highly vulnerable to the consequences of climate change. This video explores the critical issue of sinking cities, examining the causes, consequences, and proposed solutions for some of the most at-risk urban areas around the world. The world is experiencing a period of unprecedented environmental change, driven primarily by climate change and rising global temperatures. Sea levels are on the ascent, a direct consequence of melting polar ice and thermal expansion of seawater. Coastal cities, home to a significant portion of the world's population, are grappling with adverse effects of this phenomenon. Sinking cities are those urban areas at risk of disappearing due to a combination of rising sea levels and land subsidence. Since 1880, global sea level has risen by approximately 8 to 9 inches, and predictions indicate that, by end of this century, it could rise by at least a foot above the levels seen in 2000. Consequences of such sea level rise are already evident in many coastal cities. Reasons behind this phenomenon vary, including natural geological processes, human-induced factors, or a combination of both. Let's uncover cities that could face threat of complete disappearance by end of the 21st century. Jakarta, Indonesia's capital, is the world's fastest sinking city, located on Java's northwest coast. Excessive groundwater pumping causes land subsidence, with parts sinking about a foot yearly. Roughly 40% of Jakarta lies below sea level, increasing flood risk. Scientists predict that by 2030, much of the city may be uninhabitable. To address this, the Indonesian government approved a $33 billion plan to relocate the capital 100 miles away to Borneo, with construction already underway. The Netherlands, known for its rich history of battling the sea, is facing the consequences of land subsidence, particularly in cities like Amsterdam. The country's soft peatland ground, coupled with the impact of climate change, has made some coastal Dutch cities susceptible to sinking. Though the Dutch have been implementing mitigation measures for the past 50 years, it might have come too late. In Amsterdam, iconic Dutch windmills, once used for irrigating the land, have inadvertently contributed to the instability of the coast. By 2050, the cost of repairing and maintaining damaged infrastructure is projected to reach €5.2 billion, and by 2100, sea levels along the Netherlands are expected to rise by approximately 2.5 feet. The western Gulf Coast of the United States is witnessing some of the fastest land subsidence rates in the country, with Houston bearing the brunt of the issue. Excessive groundwater pumping has been a primary driver of land subsidence in the Houston-Galveston area. Removing water from fine-grained silts and clays underground compresses the aquifer and lowers the land surface. Over the years, parts of Houston have sunk almost 10 feet due to groundwater removal. This subsidence poses a significant risk to the city, leaving it vulnerable to disasters like Hurricane Harvey, which damaged thousands of homes and displaced tens of thousands of residents. While some efforts to regulate groundwater pumping have slowed down the problem, the damage done is irreversible, highlighting the need for long-term solutions. Bangladesh, responsible for only 0.3% of global emissions, contributing to climate change, is paradoxically facing some of the most severe subsidence in the world. Dhaka, the capital city, is grappling with the increased frequency of flooding, which has brought the issue of land subsidence to the forefront. Situated in the Ganges Delta, the world's largest river delta, Bangladesh is positioned in a way that makes it disproportionately vulnerable to the effects of rising sea levels. Oceans are projected to flood approximately 17% of Bangladesh's land by 2050, displacing millions of people. Despite being a minor contributor to global emissions, Bangladesh is set to bear the brunt of the consequences. Venice, in Italy, often hailed as one of the world's iconic sinking cities, confronts a unique set of challenges. This city, with its intricate web of canals, was built in the 5th century and has always contended with the Adriatic Sea and its aqua alta high tides. Sinking at a rate of 0.08 inches annually, due to groundwater extraction, Venice's heavy buildings compress the soil. Additionally, its location, on a tectonic plate, means the western side rises, compared to the east. Italy initiated the Meuse flood barrier in 2003, comprising 78 gates across 3 inlets, to combat flooding. However, delays have pushed its completion to 2022. In 2018, unprecedented storms caused severe flooding, emphasizing the sinking issue's urgency. Virginia Beach, situated at mouth of the Chesapeake Bay, is the fastest sinking city on east coast of the United States. The city faces a dual threat, characterized by overzealous groundwater extraction and resettling of land once covered by an ancient ice sheet. Sea levels in Virginia Beach are predicted to rise by as much as 2 feet by 2050, making it a significant concern for the region. It is estimated that Virginia Beach could witness up to nearly 12 feet of sea level rise by 2100. Bangkok, in Thailand, a bustling city of over 10 million, faces severe flooding due to its low-lying location at the Chao Phraya River Delta. Traditional adaptations included canals and stilts, but urbanization transformed it into a high-rise metropolis. Sinking over 1 centimeter annually, mainly from compactable clay soil and excessive groundwater extraction, it may be submerged by 2030. To combat this issue, an 11-acre park called Chulalongkorn University Centenary Park is built, which can hold up to 1 million gallons of rainwater, helping prevent flooding during Thailand's rainy season. New Orleans, in United States, famous for its vibrant culture and rich history, is no stranger to the threats posed by land subsidence. Certain parts of the city have been sinking at a rate of 2 inches per year and could be underwater by 2100. Cities' vulnerability to subsidence stems from both human-induced and natural processes. A 2016 NASA study revealed that rates of subsidence vary across the city, with some areas experiencing sinking rates of 6 to 20 inches over the past 20 years. The city's exposure to sea level rise and flooding is heightened by its location on a river delta. The shifting of faults and the removal of groundwater are identified as primary contributors to subsidence in New Orleans. The city's unique geographical challenges make it imperative to address the issue of sinking land. Miami, in Florida, known for its sun and surf, confronts stark reality of rapidly rising sea levels. Author Jeff Goodell predicted Miami's doubtful future by the century's end. Sea level rise brings floods, water contamination, and infrastructure damage. South Florida's low-lying geography heightens its vulnerability. Already, southern tip rose a foot since the 1990s. Planners brace for a 2-foot increase by 2060 and a 5 to 6 foot surge by 2100, endangering a third of the population. New York City, a bustling metropolis and the most populous city in the United States, faces its unique challenges regarding sinking land. While New York City is sinking at a rate of about 1 to 2 millimeters per year on average, some areas experience a faster rate of subsidence, up to 4.5 millimeters per year. The primary reason behind New York's subsidence is glacial isostatic adjustment. The city's geological history, combined with its population density, makes it particularly susceptible to this phenomenon. The relative sea level rise in New York City might be millimeters per year, but it may result in 1.3 to 1.9 feet of relative sea level rise in 100 years, presenting a pressing concern for the city.
Please like, comment, and share this video, and subscribe our channel. Press bell icon to see updates on our latest videos.